Oh boy, today we're going to be talking about the one, the only, and I mean that in pretty much a bad way, Nikola. What a rough day for Nikola today. In this video, we'll look at the future of Nikola and my expectations for the future. So, I called out this potential failed agreement with GM that could possibly occur with Nikola in this video this weekend, even with bullish calls going on at the time. Now, I admit this came a bit faster than I expected, but I still placed Nikola as the second to worst EV stock to invest in at the time when I ranked all the EV stocks this weekend. Well, I'm happy that at least my thoughts were validated, at least so far. I was a bit scared to release my thoughts on Nikola after all, and I'll leave a link in the description below to that video. But we're not talking about the past. We're talking about what happened today and the future. So I don't want to keep rambling on about things you didn't exactly click on this video for. Let's start with what happened to Nikola today with this graph. I'll go through this quickly because chances are you know what happened to Nikola today if you clicked on this video. Nikola tanked. It was high, it tanked back down, it was on its way back up with optimism for the GM uh, agreement, and now it plummeted. Why? Well, because GM dropped some equity stake in Nikola. Now realize they didn't drop everything, and they still somewhat plan to be on the ride. So let's look at a couple of headlines here. Nikola shares created by more than 20%, almost 27% in fact, after GM gives up part equity stake. And let's look at this, right? GM announced that they were giving up an equity stake in electric truck startup, and that the two were chopping plans to build the Badger Nikola's pickup truck, right? Okay, let's look at the one that I accidentally just showed right now, but we'll look at this one. There is some hope because they're actually still discussing supplying Nikola with battery systems for its planned electric semi trucks, okay? So there is some hope, but there's huge bearish ideas. Bam, meet Kevin right here there. And in the comments, he even put, "Bye Felicia," talking to Nikola. He said that it might fall 50 to 70% tomorrow. Now, my thoughts. So, I said in my other video that there's too much optimism with the General Motor deal and to be wary of Nikola. Now, possibly I'm on the flip side. If it drops really low tomorrow and overcorrects, especially if this dude, Trevor Milton, decides to sell his majority shares tomorrow, well, that's a recipe for disaster for the stock. I might even encourage this drop tomorrow, this tremendous drop tomorrow, because then I can think about buying shares and buying a lot of shares, you know? So, I'm very much encouraging this. Of course, there's huge risk involved. But why do I like Nikola still? Or I don't per se like it, but if it overcorrects, then I'll buy shares because of this. The semi truck still lives on potentially. They're still talking about deals. And this was Nikola's main angle into the market to begin with. Like I said, there's huge risk, but potentially this could still go through, and I'm willing to buy into that risk if it drops low enough. So for that, my target is about $10 a share for or less, so about 50% drop from its price right now. I could buy into this. Nicholas says that they could even survive without a GM contract at all. Ultimately, investors, I'm willing to take the risk if it plummets, as Meet Kevin says it might. I'm sure we're all curious what will happen tomorrow, and things could go seriously wrong if Trevor Milton sells his shares as fast as possible tomorrow. So I wouldn't buy today or tomorrow. It's just too much risk. But after that, we'll see what happens. Bye for now. Subscribe. Check out my other videos that interest you. Leave any thoughts about this video in the comments below, and I'll try to respond to everyone. Thanks for watching.